A strange quiet has settled over America's busiest airports, a silence that feels almost surreal to anyone who remembers the usual hustle and bustle. The familiar soundtrack of rolling suitcases, hurried footsteps, and overhead announcements has faded, replaced by an uneasy calm that stretches from coast to coast. Where there was once a rush of travelers weaving through crowds, now there's an unnerving stillness. The moving walkways glide on, mostly empty, and the rows of seats sit unclaimed, as if waiting for a crowd that may never return. At JFK in New York, departure boards that once overflowed with destinations now show only a handful of flights. Security lines, once a source of frustration for many, are now so short they're almost non-existent, with TSA agents standing by, waiting for travelers who rarely appear. Across the country, from the sunlit terminals of Miami to the sprawling concourses of San Francisco, the echo of footsteps is rare. The vast spaces, designed to handle thousands, now feel cavernous and strangely intimate, filled with the quiet hum of air conditioning and the occasional distant announcement. Food courts, once bustling with travelers grabbing a quick meal, now sit mostly empty. Many vendor stalls are closed, and gate agents stand alone at their posts, waiting in calm rather than chaos, their voices echoing in the emptiness as they call out for passengers who never arrive. Rental shuttles circle the curbs with more empty seats than passengers, and baggage carousels spin slowly, delivering only a handful of bags to the few travelers who remain. The usual scramble for luggage has been replaced by a quiet, almost meditative wait. This eerie transformation is the result of a massive wave of travel cancellations. 3 million trips to the US called off in a matter of weeks. Parking lots that once overflowed with cars now sit nearly empty, and flight schedules are slashed, with entire rows of departures simply erased. Each canceled trip represents more than just a number. It's a family reunion postponed, a long-awaited vacation abandoned, or a solo adventure put on hold. For every empty seat and silent terminal, there's a story of someone who found the cost of exploring America simply too high, leaving the nation's airports in a quiet limbo waiting for the world to return. The disappearance of 3 million tourists isn't due to a single event or a sudden shift in travel trends. Instead, it's the result of a complex web of factors that have come together all at once, creating a perfect storm that's left airports and hotels emptier than anyone expected. Economic pressures are at the heart of this decline. Inflation has driven up the cost of nearly everything, from airfare to a simple cup of coffee at the airport. Uncertainty about the global economy has made travelers more cautious, and many are choosing to stay home rather than risk overspending. The main culprit is the relentless rise in travel costs. Flights that once seemed affordable are now out of reach for many families. Hotel prices have surged, and even basic daily expenses like meals and transportation have become a burden for travelers trying to stick to a budget. Canadians, who typically make up a quarter of all foreign tourists, are feeling the pinch especially hard. With bookings down 21% and border crossings dropping by more than 40%, it's clear that many are choosing to vacation closer to home or skip travel altogether. The trend isn't limited to North America. European travelers are also pulling back. Bookings from the Netherlands have dropped 17%, and Germany has seen a 12% decline. These are significant numbers for an industry that relies on international visitors. Even countries like Mexico and China, which have traditionally sent large numbers of tourists, are seeing fewer of their citizens traveling abroad. The ripple effect is being felt worldwide. This isn't about America losing its appeal as a destination. The desire to travel is still there, but for millions, the reality is that their budgets simply can't keep up with the soaring costs. Dreams of adventure are being put on hold. Airfares and hotel rates have reached record highs, making even short trips feel like a luxury reserved for the few who can afford it. Add in the rising prices of food, tickets to attractions, and everyday expenses, and the total cost of a vacation quickly becomes overwhelming for the average traveler. For millions of would-be tourists, the math was simple. The trip just wasn't worth the price this year. Until costs come down, those empty terminals and quiet hotels may become the new normal. For generations, the American vacation has been a way for families to bond and explore the country. But now, that dream is slipping away as travel costs soar. Airfares are up. Flights to Hawaii jumped 18% in a year. Hotel rates in New York average over $400 a night, Miami over $350, and even Las Vegas now tops $200. Food, coffee, and tickets cost more too, straining family budgets. A week-long trip can reach thousands before you've even seen an attraction. Many are choosing cheaper destinations, staycations, or canceling trips altogether. 3 million trips have been canceled, leaving airports and hotels empty. The American vacation, once a symbol of freedom, is now being grounded by soaring costs. America's top tourist cities are feeling the sting. New York's hotel rates have driven away many Europeans. Lines at landmarks are shorter, and restaurants have more empty tables. San Francisco's visitor numbers are projected to drop 6% as hotel costs rise and value declines. Miami's international visitors are down, deterred by $350 plus nightly rates. Hawaii's visitor numbers have dropped 7%. Airfares from the mainland are just too high. Even Las Vegas, with $200 hotel nights and extra fees, is seeing fewer leisure travelers. The message is clear. Even iconic destinations can't escape the impact of high costs. The empty airports and quiet streets signal a deeper economic problem. Every canceled trip means lost spending for hotels, restaurants, tour guides, and taxi drivers. Local suppliers, farms, laundries, souvenir shops, feel the pinch as orders and customers dwindle. City budgets suffer too, with less tax revenue from hotel stays and visitor spending. This can mean cuts to public services like parks and transportation. For workers, it's personal fewer hours, smaller tips, and even layoffs. The ripple effect touches everyone, not just those in tourism. 3 million canceled trips translate into real losses for hundreds of thousands of American workers. The US isn't the only country facing a tourism downturn. High prices are driving away visitors worldwide. Croatia, once a budget paradise, saw tourist arrivals fall 5% after prices surged 50% in 3 years. Iceland's arrivals are down 8% as hotel prices in Reykjavik soar. Switzerland, Denmark, Finland, and even Ireland are seeing fewer tourists as costs climb. Globally, travelers are more price-sensitive, using the internet to find better deals elsewhere. The lesson: when destinations get too expensive, visitors simply go somewhere else. With empty terminals and fewer visitors, US cities and airports are taking action. New marketing campaigns now highlight affordability and off-the-beaten-path experiences. Cities are partnering with hotels for package deals and promoting off-season travel. Free attractions, parks, walking tours, museum days, are being pushed to show value. Airports are investing in tech to speed up security and baggage, making travel less stressful. They're also working to attract new international routes and diversify their visitor base. Ultimately, the industry knows prices must come down to win back travelers. The next few months will test how quickly America can turn silence back into the buzz of a thriving travel hub.